Confessed my fear to my girlfriend and she didn't like my answer.
Recently, my girlfriend and I have been working on some premarital exercises to prepare us for our seemingly inevitable engagement in marriage.
One of the questions that came up was, what is your greatest fear? She guessed, losing you, i.e., her dying, and then laughed, asking, what is your biggest fear? We've never talked about this. I replied, I think my biggest fear is being perceived as a bad man, and later added, I want to be a good man. She didn't like this answer, saying I should prioritize her and that her safety should be my biggest fear. I do fear for her safety. I've encouraged her to get pepper spray, and we've looked into getting concealed carry licenses. I also check in with her when she arrives at places. She accused me of being egotistical and prideful. When I explained that my fear comes from a place of character, she didn't seem to care. She said, why would I want to be with a man whose biggest fear isn't the safety of his family and loved ones? This led to a large fight about how I am her biggest priority because her biggest fear is my death, while she is not my biggest priority because that's not my biggest fear. Now she's threatening to kick me out and break up. How do I reconcile this? Where do I go from here? TLDR, I confessed my greatest fear is being perceived as a bad man to my girlfriend, and she accused me of being egotistical. She wants my greatest fear to be her untimely death. How do I reconcile our relationship and her new perception of me? Edit, thanks for all the advice. It's been helpful in processing this. I initially thought I was wrong, but I see now that it's a mix of both of us. I had another conversation with her and tried to share my heart behind the fear, explaining it comes from wanting to measure up to what I think a good father, husband, friend, and leader should be. My fear is that I wouldn't measure up and be seen as a bad man. The reaction was mixed. She admitted it shed a different light on the issue but didn't really acknowledge she was wrong in judging my fears. She stated, anyone would be hurt by being told their partner's greatest fear isn't their loss. She told me that in her past, she's always been her partner's biggest fear and that my loss was no longer her biggest fear. I asked for forgiveness for how I reacted in the heat of the moment, but when I pressed for an apology, I got the classic, I'm sorry, but you, response. Better than nothing, I guess. Now I'm receiving the silent treatment for having a reasonable fear. It seems like the relationship is in a irreparable state. I love her dearly and would hate to throw away something wonderful for being candid and honest. It seems like a true waste.
If you liked this video, make sure you hit the like button and comment down below your thoughts. Also don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos like this.